So, easy grab. Another easy grab would be Dhadius, Frightful Weather. Dhadius, Frightful Weather, yeah. I don't think I can do tier 2 on some of these. I definitely can't do what tier 2 on stream right now. We don't have that much time left. So, let's get into some Frightful Weather. Oh man, I loaded a save formation and that was a bad idea. I gotta redo my feats. Oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, so the fun one on this, the fun restriction on this is damage on snowing areas. Oops. Damage on snowy areas. So we want her in with College of Lore so that it pops the shield more often. Which means we're going to slow down a little bit on this run. And we only want one tank in a tanking spec. Are we even going to need the tanking spec? You know what? We might go without it. It might reduce that way a bit. Yeah. Yeah. That's a ticket. Yeah. Alright. Oh, I wanted her in a different specialization. Oh well, that's fine. I was going to move her back a bit, but she'll be fine. She'll be fine. We're going to do Ashara DPS. Bitch back here to bounce daggers around. Makos. The buffing Tyrrell is going to go up front, but we're going to put him in Moonbeam. I don't know that we're going to need to super tank this. But the good thing is I have some potions of specialization in case I do, and I've got to change something. In case I got to change something, and then we'll go Minsk's. Beast. Alright, and then I am actually going to do an hour speed potion here. So we can try to get through this on the stream. And just making sure that all their feat slots are filled, if I can. Not all of them I can. Right. Resave. Yeah. Stream's already been a huge help. I haven't spent much attention on Birdsong or Category. Oh, yeah, they're pretty fantastic, Medieval Monkey. Because the thing about Category and Birdsong is not only can they be your DPS and deliver, they can be a support and deliver. So even if you choose to use somebody else as your DPS, they can support them really fantastically. It makes them great, just flex champions to have. That you can use them if you need it. If you need them DPS and they're the only one available, or you can use them as a support. All right. So what I want to do here is I want to hit my my ultimate on Calliope, puts temp HP shields on everybody. Everybody's taking damage, but it's only going to come out of the shields. And on cooldown, I'm going to hit that again. She'll keep anybody that's close to her topped off. And actually, if I were to move her like this, her shield should reach everybody in the party. We lose some pushing power off that, so we may have to change that back later. But you want any of these damage, like percent health base damage things, you want coming out of shields instead of out of a champion's health. Human is really primarily a speed champion, and he ends up delivering decent buffs for you simply because you've thrown thousands of item levels into him. So Human is only a good, really good buffer when, like a good support champion, with the item level, with a heavy item level investment to make them a good, capped speed champion. There are other supports that are better than Human. Human's just one of the top 2 speed champions. Feel you're very strong for just playing 19 days and go that far maybe because you have your own experience. Yeah, but that's why I'm doing this, right? What makes you so powerful? Knowledge. Ardiac. Knowledge, right? That's what I'm trying to share with guides and with these playthroughs is it's knowing where to spend my time and attention and where to invest my gems, right? That's what I'm trying to share with these streams. It's all of my power isn't in any one place and never should be. When you're new, the bulk of your power is going to come from the favor that you gain in a variant or in a campaign or an event. So right now in this event, I have E25 favor. That's a lot. I didn't think I'd get there, but yeah, I did. That's a lot. Favor early on is a lot of power, but it's not enough. You also have to back it up with gear, right? But then that gear, it's only taken me to about 350. That much favor with blue, mostly blue gear, getting me to about area 350. So I need to up my gear to purple. I need to get more duplicate gear. So keep opening chests to get duplicates, which is item levels, which powers you up. Maybe if I get lucky, I'll get some good feats because there's good feats in gold chests too. I'm not going to buy any gold. I'm not going to buy any feats with gems. My gems are needed elsewhere, but, right now that's all I really have available to me. I don't have patrons available for perks. I don't have a Modron core yet, which is another way to get power. I don't have a ton of potions, and what I have, I mean, I've got good potions that aren't speed, but speeds are really all I care about. The potions aren't going to get you far in terms of pushing, and they're best saved for like a deep push when you're earning favor, because favor is the bigger deal. Penelope always wants to be your friend. Penelope is everybody's friend. So yeah, if you're having trouble with bully for you, the key thing to remember there is that you're the bully. You are. People think it's bully for you is, oh, we're giving you a bully. This is a bully for you. No, it's in that other way of bully for you. Good job. You get to go bully someone. Yay. That's really what's happening. Because you determine where the bullywug goes and who they knock out. You have full control over that. Once you understand that, you can create a plan for bully for you. You have to go into that one with a plan. Recently found out that Dark Urge is really helpful in defeating Valindra's Shadow Mantle and Swords Resolve. Not really. Mr. Wilbur. Did you have Crawl? like the Dark Urge may set a very high bud for you, but the Dark Urge only takes off one segment of armor at a time, so is generally not a great choice in that regard. So I'm curious why you felt that was good. Unless you just needed the base damage so your ultimates could do... you needed to up your bud so your ultimates could rip through her. But even then, your ultimates should only be firing off towards the end? Yeah, I don't know. How do I get Antreus? Not available for me on time. It's the next event. The next event. So they blocked it because Antreus is coming up in the next event. Where's the mop list? The mop list is under the Blacksmithing 101 guide. I don't have it as a command in chat. Here, well, if somebody hasn't put it in yet, it's in there now. I'm a little behind in chat. There's a list of champions with mathematically overpowered abilities, which is a mop ability. That's what we call it. Yeah, I don't think I think I updated it with Dhadius and the Dark Urge. Not all mops are created equal, but, you know, that's a list of champions that have mop abilities. Is there a master list of all upcoming events champs? No, because they just changed everything, right? They just changed how events work. So the only way we know what's in the next event is because they accidentally put it all in the achievement, right? They basically moved everybody over into green grass. But I don't know that it's supposed to be that way because they didn't put Dhadius in Festival of Fools, right? So there was a little bug there. There's a little bug there. But because they're basically shrinking the list of events from 17 to 12, they're having to take champions from 5 events and redistribute them through the other 12. And we don't know how they're making those decisions yet. I'm starting to suspect that some of my problems are using supports that may look better than they are. Like Dob, Rust, Nova, Virgil, Eliwick. Eliwick isn't reliable. Dob is great for, like, if you just need gold find and power. He's solid, but he's not necessarily the best. Rust isn't, meh. Nova can be a solid tank, but needs a very specific situation, right? Morgaine is not great. Freely can be, but he kind of has this weird invisible power. And Gosrick is okay, but again, in that slot, Caddy Bree is your go-to. Xeraphon, I mean, it takes a lot of ramping and... yeah. Ramping is neat. It's just something to be aware of, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make them OP. Like, ramping is great on, like, Blushi, but not necessarily... it could be great on Eliwick, but there's so much RNG there. But yeah, they're not generally the go-tos. That's why they're trying to move away from that. They just haven't completely yet. Pizza with ketchup? No, not pizza with ketchup. I mean, tomato sauce, but that's not the same thing. Hello, Vineapple. Roa Kiwi is a new player with not a lot of knowledge of the game. Where's the best place to start? The J-Dog linked to you my new player reference. That's... yeah. There's also, what's not linked in there is a brand new Terminology 101 guide. So if we're talking about stuff and you're like, what? What are these words that are coming out of their mouths? There's a Terminology 101 guide now on the subreddit. Yeah. And again, that's not me defining terms. I mean, we put a couple terms in there that are just like, look, I made it. I get to put a couple of my preferred terms in there, but most of them are things the community uses and that people get confused on. How do you get a lot of potions? You spend your gems on chests in the shop and you open those chests. That's it. Like the whole purpose of gems, the main purpose of gems is to buy chests from the shop and open them. That's power. It's going to be potions. It's going to be item levels. It's going to be all kinds of consumables. Yeah. It was embarrassing at some point I invested in Caddy Bree. Her average item level is like 750 and she's fully gilded and fully legendary. Nice. Yeah, start doing that. She had a season a while back. The Champions of Mithril Hall. People got a lot of item levels on her. Yeah. She's strong. Everyone has a plan until they hit the mouth. Well, but in Bully for You, I can literally plan out. I can decide what formation I want to end up with at the final level and make it happen. And that blows people's minds sometimes, but you absolutely can. You can choose what you want to end with. And then that's how you have to set the plan, and then you work backwards from there. Guess Dark Urge was useful because of Withers. Oh, get a free res. Yeah, everybody gets back up again. Problem is then if Valindra is doing so much damage with her AoE, she's just gonna knock you straight back down. I'm not making tier lists. How dare you? Yeah, the whole reason MOP became a thing was because I was making the blacksmithing guide, and I was trying to explain why some champions are better targets for blacksmithing contracts than others, and I was referring, when we started, well, they've got multiplicatively stacking abilities with pre-stack modifier, blah blah blah, and I was like, we got to have a different name for this because that's too much, and so mathematically overpowered. And then when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, MOP, oh god, no, am I really gonna do that? And then I did it. Yeah. You have 10,000 gems. Should spend them on the next familiar or buy chests. So here's my usual rule of thumb, and that's if you open up the gem. Oh, ad break. I'm gonna pause just in case. I don't want to have to do this twice. I'm gonna enjoy some more jelly beans. Light break. Where are we at? Not very far. I was hoping this would help us get through this a lot faster. I mean, it is, technically. We are going 2.25 times as fast as normal, but I get so spoiled on my main account. Basically want to level up everybody except the tanks. Although Tyrael's not getting health, I can bump him up. But not Niali. Alright, we're back in like 20 seconds, so then I'll finish. And I'll get back to RDX's question. Alright. I believe we should be back. We should be back now. Okay, Ardiac, coming back to your question. I did not answer it during the break. I now have 10,000 gems. Should I spend them on the next familiar or buy chests? So my general rule of thumb is if you go over here and you see, oh, I got a lot of gems, and you hadn't been paying attention, and you come over here and you look at what you can buy. If you can buy the next familiar, like if the next familiar for you is Gelatinous Cube or Pixie, yes, just buy it. You already got it. You may as well buy it. And like if the next one was Gelatinous Cube, spend $5,000 on the Gelatinous Cube and then spend $5,000 on gold chests. But if the next one is Armored Juniper or beyond, nah, don't save up for that. Buy gold chests. Gold chests are power. This is your gear. This is epic chances at epic pieces of gear. It's duplicate gear, which is higher item levels, so more powerful gear. It's all of the consumables, and it's a chance at feats. Some feats are only available from gold chests. You want to do a healthy amount of these. That's why I watch every 500 on this account. I'm just buying a gold chest. What was this? Oh, Regis chest. Hey, he got his dagger. All right, is he full blue? No, he gets 2 more. Regis, why? Regis, why? Hope the first term explained there is 101. Oh, I failed. I failed. It does say Terminology 101 and Introduction. So here's the thing. Moanulu. I guess I use that because I assume, well, I guess it's a false assumption. That a lot of people may have gone either to college or community college, and the way colleges and universities number their courses is the 100 tier is like intro stuff, like for non-majors, and usually like 200 is for majors, and 300 bond is like really specializations in that thing. Usually, not everywhere, but 100, like 101, if you're taking like philosophy 101, that's usually introduction to logic. Like it's your base level course. It's going to be the most generic conversations about just dipping its toe in all kinds of topics to get things understood. So I make all of my systems guides, insert system here 101, to understand that these are just introductory guides. I even put an introduction after that, thinking, well, yeah. But yeah, 101 just basically means this is the lowest level possible. Like, I'm going to explain everything as if you've never encountered these terms before. Because 201 would assume foundational knowledge of some kind. A little bit. You're a major. There's going to be some preconception of what's going on. But then, but still, there's still going to be a lot of introduction stuff. And then the higher 200s would be, hi, you already know this stuff. We're not going to talk about it again. You just have to have known it from your previous classes. We'll talk a lot about Blushi, but her stacks take too long to ramp up unless I'm doing something wrong. So there's two kinds of stacks for Blushi. The one that we talk about, ramping stacks, where you're having her in. Ramping means it's something that stacks and you need her in at like the start of the run. She has an ability where for every boss that she's alive during, like stays alive during, she gains a stack. And you want to go through as many bosses as possible with her staying alive, because that's a big source of her power. Once she turns into a spirit form, once someone kills her and she becomes a spirit in your formation, those stacks then magnify her buff. Now, she also has a thing where she's building up another kind of stacks based off, people attacking things, and when she's tanking her, things attacking her. That one, when you get near your tank wall, like when you get near your wall and she's getting hit, that one maxes itself out real fast on its own. It doesn't do anything at lower levels because it doesn't need to, but as you start getting hit more, it builds up faster. It takes care of itself. But the one you have to build her around is she needs to be in early, get up to her ability that is the one that she needs to stay alive through bosses, and then go through as many bosses to get as many stacks as possible. So you can't just swap Blushi in at the end of a run and she's never been leveled up at all and see if she's going to give you more. She's going to help you more because you dropped a lot of power. Terminology, want to have an entry for dot. I don't know. I mean, it could. There aren't many of them in the game, and I think in the game they're referred to as damage over time. I don't know. Is there a way to increase item levels other than blacksmith contracts? Open more chests, for depending on the champion, but blacksmithing contract, like if you're trying to raise item levels on core evergreens, you just want to open chests. Blacksmithing contracts are for event champions only. But that's the big one. Otherwise, open chests that include gear for that champion. But yeah, that's it. The best way to gain favor in the very early game, you just have to do deep pushes. A lot of people just go to the area, complete the area, and I left. Why is everything so difficult? Well, on the regular storyline adventures, you need to push deep to gain favor. It's only on a variant like this one where you'd get to the goal and leave, because it would be way too hard to push deep here. So yeah, deep pushes for favor. Yeah, other than blacksmithing contracts and duplicates, no, there's no other way to increase your item level. Those are specifically the two methods for increasing item level. Isn't categorizing with mop kind of tier listing? No. No, absolutely not. I'm literally telling you that there's a mathematical difference, functional difference between that group of champions and all other champions. I'm not saying they're better, because they aren't straight out of the box. You can't just drop that champion into a formation and it's going to do better than one of the others. It means that those champions, most champions in the game, the first 100 item levels you put into them are the most powerful, and after that, diminishing returns, because you've gained this 100 stacks of power. To get that much power again, you have to put, I think it's like 200 more item levels in to get to 300, and then after that, you got to get to like 600, something ridiculous. I don't know. That's the way the diminishing returns works. But with mathematically overpowered champions, like with mop abilities, they have an item that you can just keep feeding item levels into, and it's always giving you solid returns. Because it's increasing a base multiplier and then multiplying against other numbers of the same kind to give you ridiculous numbers. That's not a tier list. It's literally just they made these champions mathematically stronger than the others. But in that group, not all mops are created equal. But if you have a champion that mops, but you have no gear, but you have no item levels on them, your other champion that has like 50 item levels on him, average, might be better. So you can't really say. And even some of those mop abilities aren't super strong. Some of them aren't super strong on their own, and they need other champions to do it, right? Yeah, there's a whole lot going on there. Wait, what? Jelly beans? Old school or fancy flavors? These are Starburst jelly beans. Yeah, this is the generic. Hold on. We are not sponsored. This stream is not sponsored by Starburst, but it could be. Starburst. Reach out to me. It's these. It's just Starburst jelly beans original. I like the Fave Reds, but they don't come in something like this. And usually for me to get like a small bag of like a small family bag of Fave Reds is the same price as that thing, and I'm like, pfft. Yeah. I rotate through snacks, but we have root beer is constant. I've got some gummy snacks over here. Sun chips. Sun chips are a big thing around here. Oh, hey, hydrate. Missed it. Always got my water handy. Well, Seasons basically just gave you duplicate item levels as if you were getting blacksmithing contracts, but yeah, that's not a thing anymore. When you're new, you should spend blacksmithing contracts or Human and Briv. Yeah, I mean, look, your first target for blacksmithing contracts should be Briv or Human if you have Human. I got Briv because he was in the event, so that's where all my contracts are going. If Human had been in the event, that's where all my contracts would go. Yeah. Because they have abilities that are well, for them it's speed abilities. Speed's kind of a priority. So that's where 101 comes from. Yeah. Yeah. Medieval Monkey. How do I get the link from my Bite Glow roster? My webfoo is weak. I don't know. I don't use that site. Somebody probably allowed you. Here, the bot didn't like foo. Oh, because it's short for effed up. Oh, bot, come on. And fu, technically. I think it's because it was spaced away from the dash. It didn't like it. Which fair. Thanks, bot. It's the best use from Electrum chests. So if you're new, like kind of like I am, you're popping them like jelly beans, trying to get all your champions at least to green gear. But even now, I'm popping them because I want the blue too. But then, as an event, like as an event comes close, you want to start saving some up, because what happens is they're the best thing to open when you have naked champs. Like champions have no gear, it's usually referred to as naked or gearless. Like just whatever, they have nothing. They're just all those little black boxes, because they will just magnet into those empty champions and help you gear them up faster. Yeah, dots are damage over time, and there's a few of those effects in the game, but not many. Delana has one, and it's garbage. There's a couple other people that have them, and they're bud based, and those are the good ones. But even then, you can't really tell if they're working most of the time. Sun chips and root beer. This Canuck approves. Look, sun chips are a delicious, healthy snack, and root beer is just great. Right? Yeah, I think I bought a case of sun chips. I don't even, Chad, how long ago did I buy those? I'm still eating those. That's the spicy ones. What is it? The garden vegetable? Oh no. Garden salsa? Is that it? Yeah, garden salsa. I bought like a case of those, and then I followed it up with like a small box of assorted, but I'm still eating all the rest are gone. I'm still eating the garden salsa and still loving it. These things are good. Good. Hey, Mean Cab. It's more than 3:45 in. We started a little early. Anyone already suggested emoji for the memes? Oh, that's funny. Oh, I have not heard of. Yeah, I get why they would be called mops. Yeah, I need to find a mop emoji. Oh, that's funny. Didn't even think about that. There are hots too. Sure. Yeah, Dinar's got a hot. Heal over time. Yeah. Silver event chest or Electrum's first? Electrum's first always. Electrum's first always. Because they're the ones that are random where they could go, and you want to give them a chance to land on those event champions. You know the named silvers. You know where those are going. Don't worry about those. 99 packs. I think it was 100. I think it was a box of 100 of the little individual packs of garden salsa chips. Man, that was worth it. That was so worth it. It was a good price. It was better than buying like big bags of chips. I was shocked. And it's a perfect serving size. Love it. This is why Sun Chips needs to sponsor me. Sun Chips needs to sponsor me. It's kind of like these gummies, these fruit snack gummies I have. They're super cheap too. I love finding good snacks that are like, that don't cost anything. I have Sun Chips on my Amazon subscription list. No. When we're done with those, I will go look for more, and maybe we'll. Oh no, I'm probably just gonna buy the garden salsa again. Like maybe I'll try a different flavor next time. No. I mean, I enjoy the original. I like the Harvest Cheddar. That was why I bought the multi-box, was to finally like see, do I like the Harvest Cheddar? I do. To me, it's better than nacho like chips. I don't know, like nachos are always like, it's like cheese, and they try to be a little spicy. No, just give me a good cheddar. But that was what was in this last batch. If I could find a good mix box, I might get a mix box. But the garden salsa is just always delicious. It never disappoints. Yeah, Mean Cub. There have been a lot of them. Yeah, because you're going a whole month, and there's usually 30-ish a week. This week's going to be light because there's not a lot of streams this week. But yeah. Kind of the way I do it with the events now is whatever I have when the event starts, well, there's 3 champions that I'm going to pick up right away, and then I dump all those Electrums. And then I save up until the next Wednesday. If I got everybody to like green or better, I can then save up until the next Wednesday. And then dump all of that with the next champion. It'll hit mostly that champion and maybe some of the others. If they've still got greens, it might get some blues. And then wait again. And then, yeah. But on this account right now, it's like I've got nothing. I'm popping everything. Because Regis has still got a couple greens. Dhadius has got it. Hold on. So that's 3 greens, 4 greens. I only got 4 greens left, so, you know, I'm just fishing. Every time I get an Electrum, I'm fishing for a blue that gets rid of that. Gets rid of one of those 4 greens. Because I'm not going to be able to get them out of chests. I could have if I'd have spread up if I'd spread my event tokens between the champions and just targeted the ones that need blues, I'd be there. But I dumped everything on Briv. It was worth it. It was worth it. Stream hosts are slacking this week. No, like Mars is on vacation, and this is a week with a holiday weekend, so people are taking some time. No, it's not Gar Week. Gar Week was when they hired me to come in and stream every day because they were doing their week of development. That's when they had their game jam. Yeah. I'd do that for them again if they wanted. I gotta refill my mom's savings account after paying for the tree that fell on the house. So I'd do that again. Should pay me for doing the streams on my own channel? No, they're never gonna do that. They're never gonna do that. Oh, we got 25 minutes left. And we got 35 minutes left before we're done with the stream. I think we're going to finish this. Oh no, what do I do after that? I went too fast. I went too fast. A tree? Yeah, Tetro. A tree. It was a 90 to 100 foot tree in our backyard, and we had a pretty catastrophic storm roll through, which wrecked the whole city. The city was declared a disaster area by the state, and the tree decided well, it was this way. Like, here's the house, and it was like, well, I want to move in, and it just kind of cracked real low, and just broke itself on the top of the house and bounced a couple times, and it went from the backyard to the front yard. Oh, is that the picture? Yeah, there you go. So that's the shed. The first one's in on the shed in the backyard. And then there's just to get another shot. Oh, that was after the other part had broken and fallen into the electrical wires too. That one doesn't show. That one doesn't show the. Oh wait, can you scroll up? Yeah, but it doesn't have a good shot from the front yard. But it went all the way into the front yard. That was a pain. That only just got fixed last month. Like all of the repairs last month, and that happened in Father's Day of last year. God, that was horrible. Such an unenjoyable thing to deal with. But now all the exterior got fixed before the interior, and then the interior had a lot of stuff, and yeah. But yeah, our portion of that, like our deductible and the stuff that's just not paid for because the roof was old, that was like 15 grand. It's not just something you have, you know. Well, I got an extra 15 grand. I can just throw to something just cause. Sure. So. You're welcome, Woodchucker. Yeah, it didn't actually break into the house, so that was good. But it did a lot of damage it did a lot of visual damage inside, like popping nails everywhere, lots of cracks in the drywall. That's the most of it, but throughout the whole house, aggravated some cracks in the stonework around the chimney, the fireplace. And then we'd have that whole side of the well, we had the whole roof replaced, but that side of the house where it fell on, they basically cut the top, the roof and everything, away for maybe 10 feet back, and then rebuilt that whole structure up there because it had done that much damage. I cleaned a backyard fire a few weeks ago, but didn't hit anything. Good. Glad it didn't hit anything. Yeah, this thing had, you could see in the picture, it had 3 trunks. It was split into 3 trunks. And one fell over our house. One, a week later, fell into the neighbor's yard and into the wires in the back. Ended up being the cable wires and not the electrical because it fell low enough. And then there was one more trunk, and it was kind of tilting towards the backyard, but also kind of leaning like it could come towards the house. They wouldn't pay to have that removed, so I had to pay $1,000 to have somebody take that out. So I was like, They're like, well, we can only cover if it damages something. And I'm like, I'm not waiting for that again. Need to run a real life gold team. No kidding, right? Oh, I bet, Tetro, yeah. I mean, this hit right on. The reason it didn't come into the house is, we got lucky, all things considered. It landed right on the structural supports of that end of the house. So when it hit, it squished those structural supports and transmitted the force throughout the entire house. Because we had nail pops and fractures in the drywall throughout the whole house. And when I was standing in my room when it hit, I thought it hit right above my head, just because that's where the pressure just got shared everywhere. It was wild. But if it hit just a few feet over, it would have been right down into the attic at the least. Any scavengers out in the Presto and Strongheart? No, that's it. Presto was the first, and then they made Strongheart do it. So, we may see more scavengers in the future, but this is a relatively new mechanic to the game. So, yeah, look, Twitch subs help, bits help. Most of my Twitch stuff just goes to, literally, I think, they're paying for groceries every month. But I mean, that means that other income from Ko-Fi and the Epic Game Store and my streaming income, that can all pay for other bills and hopefully have extra set aside that I can refill her bank account, her savings account. Yeah, it was the elves via Entish proxies attacking my dwarven kingdom. Yes, a Nordham rework where he scavenges. Well, I mean, he's supposed to deliver bonus XP though. But maybe that ability, if your cores are all maxed out, then suddenly he scavenges. Well, no, he already scavenges component pieces. I don't know. There's a part of me that likes the idea of, you know, as you overlevel your core, you get something for it. But there's another part of me that knows a moat breaks that all to hell. Like if it delivers Modron component chests, suddenly a moat's just swimming in chests. Mm-hmm. Nordham has a really good ultimate animation, yeah. One of the best in the game. One of the best in the game. We got another ad break coming up here shortly. Should be the last one for the stream. Last time we had a new core, emote had a maximum level in 15 minutes. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, so when you can get, 14 levels on a core in 15 minutes. I mean, even if it's in an hour, it's a bit ridiculous, right? Bit ridiculous. So it's hard to build systems like that that do something with extra XP. Which is why they have this one where it's the scavengers, there's a cap, right? And maybe that's the way they'd have to do it. Maybe that's what would happen. Who's another member of the community, the person who is really Modron focused. They run in the Encyclopedia Modronica. So they're usually the go-to if you just want like a layout for your Modron core, you don't want to pipe it yourself. You can get it at that site. Best core for Catti-Brie and Birdsong, the Dex core for Catti-Brie and the unaffiliated for Birdsong. Ad break. Once you hit Strongheart's cap, it takes 25 days to earn an extra chest. Wow. Yeah, but still, that's one extra chest pack a month, right? Not the worst. It's something. It's something. Strongheart's doing that from the bench for you? Oh no. Oh no, did they leave the code in that makes Strongheart work from the bench? That was usually a bug, wasn't it? He had to be in a party somewhere, and then sometimes he would work on the bench. Alright, so this kind of janky formation, which I was like, it's not, this isn't a great pushing formation, and it's not. It's still getting the job done here to get to 250. And keep us protected from, at all times, from the health damage. So that worked. That worked. And I kept Naeli underleveled compared to everybody else, because if she's not tanking, she doesn't need to be leveled up. Because if I level her up, she's going to get more health, and she's not going to share it with the party, but she's going to because I don't have her in that specialization. But she's going to take more damage when it snows, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that. But if I need to here on 250 as we're finishing, I can just top her off. Top her off. So close to another chest pack. What's our gems at? 462. We're not going to get anything. All right. Yay. Yay.